I'm Jordan Langford.
And I'm Jessica McGrath.
And we're here at the Canadian Confectionary Industries Annual Summit in beautiful St. John, New Brunswick for March 15, 2010. Thanks. Some pressures faced by the Canadian confectionery industry are the high Canadian dollar that is currently nearly on par with the American dollar. This hurts our industry because if the Canadian dollar is more expensive, then less American companies will import our products and we lose our price advantage. It is no longer cheaper to buy Canadian confectionaries because of this. The higher Canadian dollar also affects our small manufacturing companies who do outsourcing work for large international companies. Because the dollar is higher, it will cost more for Canadian manufacturers to make products for others. This may affect future contracts being offered for outsourcing, as well as permanent revenue streams for Canadian companies. Another pressure faced by the confectionery companies is consolidation in the Canadian food retailers. These large retailers generally buy large volumes from nationally well-known companies and not from locally well-known companies in small volumes. There has even been consolidation among confectionery companies to create economies of scale and mass production. This creates the kind of companies that can deal with national food retailers, but it can make it hard for small and medium-sized companies to compete on cost and distribution. Compounding all of these other pressures is the pressure of multinational confectionery companies to move production and outsourcing work to other countries that have cheaper labor costs than Canada, such as countries in South America. And now we've got Faye Lee on the line. Faye, I heard you have something great on product innovation.
Yes, Jordan.
Okay, Faye, take it away.
In 2007 alone, more than 6,000 new confectionery and snack products debuted to meet consumer demand. Candy, chocolate, and gum continue to lead the snack categories in sales and ranked third in food sales overall in 2008. Sugar-free confectionery is one of the fastest growing market categories. Although still most popular in chewing gum product and mints, the trend is also growing somewhat toward sugar-free hard candies as well as sugar and fat-reduced chocolate product. Sugar-free gum now has a majority share of the chewing gum market. New ingredients are key drivers in the innovation of sugar-free and fat-reduced confectionery formulations, while regularity approvals for new ingredients can take time to obtain. Many ingredients, particularly those for use in the manufacture of sugar-free candies, has been approved and are currently in use. Examples include low-calorie barley agent. That's all we have. Let's go back to the studio.
The Canadian confectionery market in 2007 was valued at approximately $2.5 billion. The structure of this market is broken down into 59% chocolate, 20% sugar candy, 17% chewing gum, and 4% cough drops. Confectionery companies compete by brand name, specialty products, advertising, promotions, and costs. There are two major categories in the Canadian confectionery industry, the first being the chocolate industry and the second being the sugar industry. Both these industries are vulnerable to price fluctuations in raw materials because the manufacturing costs are approximately 85% for the chocolate industry and 73% for the sugar industry. The packaging of materials make up roughly 20% of the cost of raw materials, along with primary ingredients like cocoa products are 20%, sugar 5%, dairy products 7%, and nuts 6%. The Canadian chocolate industry is divided into three categories: boxed chocolates, novelties, and chocolate bars. Boxed chocolates and novelties are seasonal products that are brand sensitive, and chocolate bars are steady all year long. The Canadian chocolate industry is characterized by low profits, an intense competition between 4 equal-sized companies: Cadbury, Hershey, Mars, and Nestle. The Canadian sugar industry has a wide variety of products consisting of hard candy, jelly beans, jujubes, and toffees. This industry is characterized by higher profits and also includes intense competition. The competition in the sugar industry is more price sensitive because it is less brand oriented. Now Xinyin has a report on imports and exports. Xinyin?
Thanks, Jessica. I'm going to talk about the imports and exports. Prior to the mid-1980s, the Canadian confectionery industry was primarily focused on the domestic market. However, in 1997, 599 million in confectionery shipments were exported. 95% of exports go to the USA. Significant part of the Canadian international trade relates to the product mandates achieved by the Canadian operation of multinational enterprises headquartered in the US. Canada's confectionery exports comprise about 69% chocolate, 27% candy, and 4% gum by volume. In 1998, 95% of Canada's sugar candy and chocolate exports went to the US and about 5% to Japan, Australia, Mexico, the UK, Hong Kong, the Philippines, and South Korea. In 1997, Canada imported about 766 million in confectionery products. This comprised 742 million in sugar and chocolate confectionery products. Canada's confectionery imports were made up of approximately 74% chocolate, 23% candy, and 3% gum. By value, about 54% of sugar and chocolate confectionery imports are from the US, a further 46% from the UK, Germany, and Italy. The confectionery industry's exports orientation increased from 12% of factory shipments in 1988 to 32% in 1997, while import penetration increased from 24% of the domestic market to 37% during the same period. By 2007, exports had overtaken domestic sales, accounting for over 50% of shipment by 2005, up from only 32% in 1997. That's all I have. Let's go back to Jessica and Jordan's studio.
Thanks, Faye. That was great. Signing off from the Canadian Confectionery Industry's annual summit in St. John, New Brunswick, I'm Jordan Langford.
And I'm Jessica McGrath.
Good night.